right. What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu, and I'm here with my guy Alfred. And of course, it's Wednesday, so you already know we're doing this stock talk, but we're doing it with a little crypto edge today. So, what's up, Alfred? What you got to talk to me about today, bro?
We're going to talk today about Safemoon and NCAT token, and give some updates also about current information about their tokens and what's going on with them. So the first one we're going to talk about is Safemoon, and this is it's a token. It's all cryptocurrency. But also Safemoon has a limited number of tokens available, and they abide. They have there's a limited number of tokens available, and the number of users has gone from zero in the beginning of March, at last 2 months, and now they have 1.4 million holders of the crypto. And so the user base has expanded just astronomically just in the last 2 months.
Yeah,
So
I've
you
been
want to talk a
peeping
little
it.
bit about tokenomics?
Yeah. Just before we move on to that, I definitely been
Yeah.
a good source for you guys to check out. It's an app I have on my phone. It's called Coin Market Cap, and they actually have literally almost every single coin you can think of on there. So if you want to follow it, see or charts and graphs and everything, that's definitely a good resource. I've been using it to keep up with it because I've been seeing Safemoon, seeing how it's been going and everything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into tokenomics though, because I had this
Yeah.
article when you told me about it, and I'm sharing it. Going to share it on my screen now. 1 second. I think this is it. All right, yeah. So this is off of decrypt.co/resources. I'm gonna post the link for it down below in the description so you guys can go check it out yourself. But just to give you a basic definition of what they say tokenomics is. What is tokenomics? Tokenomics is the science of the token economy. It covers all aspects involving a coin's creation, management, and sometimes removal from a network. We break down each of these concepts below, and just to go into it, I'm just going to read like the title marker so you guys get it kind of like a taste of what it is. I'd recommend going and reading the whole article yourself. But and so it goes in, tokenomics has everything to do with token distribution, price stability, governance, and then it goes into tokens versus governance, future adaptions, like how it can be used, and future aspects. And it goes into like examples of tokenomics in action. And one of the prime examples it brings up that I'm sure nobody knows about this coin that's been out, it's called Bitcoin. I've never heard of it before, but but yeah, so it goes into like different ones like Ethereum. I never heard of Tron. That's actually interesting. I'm gonna learn about that myself. But yeah, so this article is definitely a good resource as to understanding what tokenomics is, and it just goes into it more. And did you have any comments on tokenomics, Alfred?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, how tokenomics applies to Safemoon and partner NCAT is that as you buy, each time you buy the currency, sorry about that. Each time you buy the currency, 10% of the currency is gone, and it goes to basically 5% of that 10% or half of that 10% is given to current holders, and then the other half. Okay, yeah. So how tokenomics applies to Safemoon and NCAT is that when you buy Safemoon or NCAT, 10% of that purchase or sale is taken from you. Half of that is given to current token owners, and then the other half is just burned. And since there's a finite number of tokens available, the absolute number decreases over time. And the effect for Safemoon is that nearly half of Safemoon's entire outstanding tokens has now been burned. So the value of Safemoon, again, is just increasing. It's the same with NCAT, although NCAT is a younger token and there's less holders, and which subsequently makes it a lot cheaper to buy.
So that'll eventually lead to a short squeeze, right? A price
Yeah,
squeeze, right?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's eventually inevitably going to lead to a price squeeze on them. So what's going to happen is that, over a period of time, as there's less and less tokens available, and then, there's no more tokens available to purchase, then every time somebody sells is the only time you can buy tokens. So I think that's going to, just create a squeeze on the price that'll make it increase, dramatically over, in a short period of time.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think NCAT has the same sort of potential, although it's probably further down the road. And not a lot of people know about NCAT as per Safemoon, but
Yeah,
it's
so
expanding well.
yes, go ahead and tell me about NCAT, man. Like I'm definitely will. I'm ready to hear about that. No
Yeah,
relation
so
to Doja
Nyan,
Cat, by the way, guys.
no, yeah, and NCAT also it's Nyan Cat, NYANCAT token, but it's NCAT for short, NCAT, and that's built the same way as SafeMoon, but there's less holders, and it's cheaper right now. But it's on the move as well. But SafeMoon is definitely moving faster. But NCAT, there's a lot of good potential with that as well.
So what's
So
the market cap at for now? Because like when I was doing the math, you can literally buy like I think I did the math in my calculator. You can literally buy like 10 billion tokens for like a couple $100 or something like that. I was like,
that's
wait,
right.
what?
That's right. So it's gone down. I mean, you can now buy like probably about 3 billion for a couple $100, but yeah, you can still buy a ton. So it's I think that and SafeMoon are both very, very, very cheap, and they have a lot of room to grow up. They're very young too. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be $50,000 like Bitcoin, but I mean, it just needs to get to a buck, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's what I like. So, and that's one of the things that I liked about it too, is that it is a long, like it's a long-term investment, right? Like it's
yeah,
something that you
yeah, it
buy
is.
and hold. You don't just buy and trade, day trade and everything like that. It's something you
Yeah,
buy and hold.
and because the cost of the purchase and the sale is steep. I mean, there's videos out there on how to buy it. This is not a video on how to buy it because that in and of itself is complicated. We'll
Yes.
leave that for videos that are out there specifically about that. But these are things that I'm putting money I don't need and stuffing it away, and 2 years later I'll take a look at it. But it's something you just buy and hold, and it benefits you to hold you because each time as the days go by, every day you add more and more tokens because other people sell and buy, and then you get some of those tokens. So every day
Exactly.
the number of tokens you have increases. So
Yeah, so all you guys out there that are still putting your damn money in your Nike shoe boxes, put it in the fucking end cap, make some damn money off it.
yeah, you guys also know that the inherent nature of the dollar is to decrease in value. So
Yeah.
it's best to be invested in non-dollar denominated assets, especially if
That's,
I believe the dollar is going to decline precipitously over the next 10 years, so it'd be best to get out of dollar denominated assets.
yeah, you literally beat me by 5 seconds because I was about to say the same thing, man. Like,
Yeah,
especially with all this money printing they're doing and basically still giving it to the richest motherfuckers out there. So
yeah, yeah. Every time they print money, that is money stolen from you.
yeah.
They printed $5,200 per person, and then gave $1,400 of it to a handful of people, and then the rest of it they gave to the friends on Wall Street. Well, that's still coming out of your pocket, and that is why if you look at the dollar versus other currencies internationally right now, the dollar is on the decline. Why? Well, they just printed. Last year they printed 20% more of all dollars that are in currency. 20% of them were printed last year. It's damaging. So
And that's kind of like and this is kind of like a segue, but that's kind of the ideological rift I've been reaching with MMT, because one of the things that first got me into the like financial political world was when Jimmy Dore had Mark Blythe on, and he would have a couple other people coming on, and Graham as well, talking about MMT, and it's like, oh, it sounds good, and you would hear people like Rand Paul talking about, oh, it's the magic money tree, this and that, and I never honestly, like I honestly trust people like Mark Blythe more than fucking
tell them
obviously
what
Rand Paul.
MMC is.
So MMT, and this is like coming from like coming from a fucking moron explaining this, so you could probably explain it
No,
better, but I'll do my best.
you're not a moron, man. Good.
But MMT is basically like the concept of basically if you're a dominant country like the United States is, you could basically print as much as your own fucking currency as you want to, and like necessarily won't have any repercussions towards it. But the caveat with that is like we were just talking about, if you print all this fucking money and you only give it to a select group of people, you don't distribute it evenly amongst the population, your economy is going to get fucking wrecked, unless you have a overbloated military like the United States is basically holding the rest of the world at fucking gunpoint. Did I explain it
Yeah,
correctly?
yeah. I mean, mostly, and the reason why the U.S. can print dollars and other countries can't, they'd suffer for it, is because all these other countries are holding U.S. dollars in which to do international trade, and as that declines over time, there'll be more and more dollars out there, and these countries won't need the dollar, they won't need to keep as much of it, and then that's going to make a run on the dollar, or not a run on, it's going to the opposite effect. The dollar's going to deflate, it's going to decline in value, as we've seen it decline in value against all international currencies currently.
So as people flee the dollar, that would help like basically crypto even more.
Yeah, I believe that it's definitely going to be one of the side effects. I think people think crypto is going to go down when the economy goes down. It may, but I don't think that's because people flee to crypto. If the economy goes down, people go into crypto.
Yeah,
I believe anyway. I think that will have an inflationary effect on crypto, or a positive effect on crypto.
yeah, and that's kind of like I never understood. Well, I understand now because a lot of them are bullshit, but never understood why a lot of these economists can never discern the difference between basically like, and these are motherfuckers like. Professor Wolf basically puts this like perfectly when he says Janet Yellen sat in the same fucking Yale class. He didn't say fucking, but sat in the same Yale class as me. She understands this. The reason why she pretends like she doesn't is because of corruption. So,
right. Yeah.
But they can never discern the difference between like why Venezuela's hyperinflation affected them the way it did, as opposed to why hyperinflation hasn't necessarily caught up to us yet. And it's because we're literally holding the fucking world at gunpoint, saying, "Hey, use our fucking dollars, or you're going to end up like Gaddafi with a fucking sword up your asshole."
Yep. Yeah, and as the power of the United States declines, then the look at how these global reaching countries, how they decline, how empires decline. It's all the same thing, and it's an overreach with the military, and it's the same thing going on with the United States right now. The United States will at some point engage in a military conquest that it cannot afford, and it will collapse just like the UK did, and it spent the pound. It's spiraling. In the 1960s, it was a shitty time because the UK was literally unraveling as an empire, and that to their own fault, obviously. So, and see that happening with the United States now. They're losing their ability to force other countries what to do, and that's going to have a deleterious effect on the dollar.
Yeah, it's kind of like the scene in Raging Bull when you see Robert De Niro's character. He's all fat and pudgy now, standing in a room by himself, just punching. That's literally the fucking United States.
That's right.
But so I guess we'll go ahead and close it out there, man. Unless you had anything else you wanted to throw in there.
No, that's it for now.
All right, man. So yeah, this has been another episode of Stock Talk, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I had to say this, we're not financial experts, or we're not here to like tell you to buy these things. We're just giving you ideas and what you could possibly do to basically like stave yourself off from the financial apocalypse that's looming. So
yeah.
I want to thank Alfred again for doing this with
me.
Sure thing. Again. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Peace. Easy.